What is up, guys? Good morning. This is Coffee, Coaching, and Conversation. I am your host, Kimberlee Deneice. And if you do not know who I am an empowerment coach, and I help leaders to level up their impact by learning more about their personality and behavioral styles through DISC, learning more about their spiritual gifts, and just using that knowledge to help them not only to elevate their impact, but to be salt and light to their areas of influence. So thank you so much for tuning in today, guys. Listen, it is the end of the year. It's December the 29th. I took a few weeks off, and I'll be honest, I was debating on if I was going to come to you guys live today, just because I have been spending time with my family. My son is out of school, and that is my first priority. And so we've been hanging out, doing a lot of holiday activities together, he and I, while he's out of school, because we won't get this time back. So I don't want him to go back to school and be like, oh man, I wish we would have done this. I wish we would. Nope. We had plans in the works already. And so that's what we did. We were intentional about spending time together. He's been so excited about all of his Christmas gifts. If you have littles, whether they are your children, your grandchildren, great grands, what have you, any littles, nieces, nephews in your family, I am sure. I prayed that seeing them brought joy to you. Of course, we know it's not about the presents, the gifts under the tree, but it is about the ultimate gift that God gave us in his son, Jesus, by allowing him to come to this world as a baby to save us all. So that would accept and that would believe. So I'm excited to be with you all this morning. If you are tuning in from my personal Facebook page, just know that while you are here, I may not be able to see your comments. So if you are looking for your comments to be put on the screen, you can click that original link and go to my Facebook business page, Kimberlee Deneice, and you can tune in from there. All right. So I, again, am excited to be with you all. It is December 29th, guys. It is the last Wednesday of 2021. And I just want to check in with you all, see how you're feeling. Let me know where you are watching from. Let me know where you are watching from. I want to interact with you guys today. I've got some plans in the works to change up formatting a little bit for our next season. We're coming up on season 3, guys. Can you believe we will be going into our third year? Our third year. We started this in 2020. So we'll be going into our third year, our third season. So I am excited about that. It's so exciting. All right. So before we jump into today's topic and lesson, I want to hear from you guys. This is the New Year's Eve edition. All right. Without getting too specific and too technical, because I know many of you that are watching are some of my church going people. But for this version of This or That, our New Year's Eve edition, I want you to tell me what you prefer to do, night out or stay in. You don't have to give me the specifics about where you're going to go if you go out, what you're going to do if you go in. Really simple. Don't overthink it. Let me know in the comments. And let me make sure I've got the comments open so that I can see if any of you all are tuning in with me live and be able to interact with you. All right. So let me know, night out or stay in. This or that. You got to make a choice. Pick one. Night out or stay in. All right. And so on my end, I am not seeing, and if you're out there, I am not seeing that unless you comment. So to not hold up the time, for those of you that are watching this as a replay, feel free to put your preference in the comments as well, and I will interact with you later on. All right. So before I get too far, I am going to put something in the comment section for you. I always have notes to go along with this presentation every single week. And I take the time to put that together for you all. And so I just put that. It's showing up on YouTube. I'm not sure why it's not showing up on Facebook. Let's see if I can do that again. So it's showing up on YouTube. I'm not sure why it's not showing up on Facebook comments, but it may be in the description as well. That's just the link so that you can have access to the notes from today. You can follow along, or you can use that as your one pager to reflect on what we discussed today. All right. Awesome. Well, I want to go ahead and get into this, and then I've got some important things to share with you all at the end. So make sure you stay until the end because you don't want to miss out. All right. Awesome. All right. So today we are talking about 4 New Year's goals worth setting. Notice I said goals and not resolutions. 4 New Year's goals worth setting. All right. 4 New Year's goals worth setting. As you know, it's that time of year where people like to reflect. They like to make commitments, resolutions, promises, set goals, whatever you choose. If you know me as a coach, goal setting is very important. It's important to set a goal so that you can know where you are trying to go, so that way you can measure and know and what you have accomplished, or maybe what you need to tweak or adjust about your plan. But having a goal is very helpful. I don't know if you all remember, and I've got some exciting things coming up. But if you remember the master class that I did called God, Purpose, Goals. God, Purpose, Goals. You first have to have a relationship with God in order to understand your purpose. Once you understand your purpose, you can then set goals that align with your purpose. So those of you that know me know that I am heavy on goal setting and how important that is. All right. So we're going to jump into this. Feel free to interact with me if you are here. I appreciate that. It makes me feel like I'm not on stage talking to empty seats. Okay. It just helps me to feel like not only you all are interacting with me, but it helps me to know if you're getting something out of this and how I should proceed. All right. So I appreciate you all so much. Yes, my nails are painted in Christmas colors. I won't get them changed until next week. So we'll be going into the new year with red, green, and sparkle on our nails, because who doesn't like a little sparkle? All right. So let's get into this. We're talking about 4 New Year's goals worth setting. 4 New Year's goals worth setting. And if you're tracking and following along, feel free to type in the comments 4 New Year's goals worth setting. All right. Let's go ahead and get into this. 4 New Year's goals worth setting. So, as you know, New Year's Day is a great time to implement change and personal growth by setting goals that you want to achieve throughout the upcoming year. Some goals are well worth setting because they can contribute greatly toward helping you live the life you desire, and they're attainable without unrealistic expectations. So we're not setting lofty goals. We're setting goals that we know we can reach. All right. So try these types of New Year's, and that should be goals to ring in a happy new year. Try these types of New Year's goals to ring in a happy new year. All right. The first one is health improvements. Health improvements. When your body thrives, you have more energy, enthusiasm, and vitality to do everything you want to do. Focus on setting goals for specific actions that will provide the results you'd like to see. For example, rather than stating that you want to lose 25 pounds next year, try to find achievable goals that will help you lose weight. You want to set goals such as enrolling in a yoga class, trying 3 new types of aerobics, or going for a walk each day after dinner. All right. And so then you are deciding to bring new experiences into your life. All right. So set goals about new foods that you want to try, eating 3 more vegetable servings a day, or growing your own organic vegetables. All right. So those are some things that can help you get to that goal if you're setting health improvements. So instead of saying, I want to lose 25 pounds, especially for ladies, you know, we retain water weight. There's so much that fluctuates with us. And I've noticed in this past year when I've made health improvements, I stopped focusing on the number on the scale and focusing on how I felt and how my clothes started fitting differently. All right. So when you set goals in this way, all right, they're more fun to reach, but they'll contribute to the same end result. All right. So first one is health improvements. All right. Next, we've got financial improvements. Following the same advice that I just told you about, try to avoid setting unrealistic goals like pay off all my debt next year. That's a lot. All right. Or put $10,000 away in savings. Instead, choose goals for specific actions that will get you where you want to be financially. All right. And this is not to take the place of talking to a financial advisor or a financial coach. I know several of them who are very good. This is just a suggestion of 4 New Year's goals that are worth setting. All right. So, for example, you may resolve to save all of your spare change and deposit it into your savings account each month. Maybe you'd like to pick up 3 extra hours at work each week and dedicate those earned funds to your savings account or debt repayment. Or make a list of specific money saving actions like the above that you'd like to incorporate into your daily life and add a new action to your routine each week. By the end of the year, you will be an automatic money saving machine. So within this last year, I opened up an account that has automatic savings for me. So whenever I swipe my card, it rounds up my total, and puts that change into a savings account. Small, right? It's very small, but for me, it's helping me to reach that goal of intentionally putting things away, right? So now I'm getting in the habit of putting things away. Then I can take another step. And that next step for me may be to set aside an amount I want to take out of my income each month to then go into my account. All right. So start small. You know, I talk about starting small all the time. Start small. You got to start somewhere. All right. I think I went backwards. All right. Number 3, creative endeavors. Creative endeavors. This is one of the New Year's goals worth setting. Creative goals can absolutely lead to personal enrichment and development. What interests you? Set resolutions to try new things, experience new places, challenge your comfort zone, and learn about yourself all at the same time. I was on the phone with my stepdad yesterday, and he told me, and this wasn't anything about the new year, just something that he had signed up for that he's going to, start. And so he was getting some of the holiday activities behind him, but he said he's going to learn piano. He's a retired veteran. He's like, I'm sitting at home. I'm not doing anything. So I decided I'm going to take some classes, because, I think the VA pays for them or whatever. And he's like, I'm going to learn how to play the piano. And I'm just like, okay, that's really cool. That's something that has always interested him. But in his previous life work schedule, he didn't have the time. So I just wanted to give you that example about my stepdad to let you know that to get you started, consider goals to try new crafts or creative projects. You can start writing in a journal, take up pottery or a variety of other creative endeavors. All right. And so this is so exciting because you could try a new recipe at least once a month. That's something you could do. Or you could say, I'm going to hand make every Christmas gift that I give. And, you start at the beginning of the year, and by Christmas, you would have that done. So there are some, creative things that you could do. Really exciting. All right. These are just some suggestions from me. Last but not least, intellectual endeavors. Intellectual New Year's goals can also benefit you in many different ways. All right. So elect to take a course or seminar on a topic that interests you, such as photography, scrapbooking, auto repair, or entrepreneurship. Challenge yourself to read 10 nonfiction books about subjects that interest you, or make up in your mind to participate in an intellectual challenge. Um, you know, there's a challenge that goes on November's National Novel Writing Month. You could participate in something like that. New Year's goals are a great way to find new ways to challenge yourself. So above all else, choose New Year's goals that actually interest you and that are achievable for you. You want to make up in your mind to do things that will be enjoyable while also improving your life as a whole. All right. So that's going to be really important. So I'm going to pause for a minute and let you all soak that in. I'm going to pause and let you all soak that in. All right. Let's move on to our affirmation. So our affirmation is not only dealing with our goal setting. Our affirmation today is also going to be dealing with the promises we make, to ourselves. We promise a lot of things to ourselves and to others. And sometimes that can be overwhelming. So if you made a lot of promises that you didn't keep in 2021, here's your chance. Here's your chance to get a do-over. All right. So our affirmation today says, I am confident in my ability to follow through. All right. So it's simple. I know I can follow through on my promises because I only make promises that I can keep. Before I make a promise, I check my schedule to ensure it is something I can work in. If it isn't, I do not commit to it in the first place. This is something that was really hard for me because not even past tense, it is really hard for me. Let me change my language and just be transparent. This is something that is hard for me because I like to help people. I don't like to keep people waiting, but at the same time, sometimes it has created a level of stress and anxiety for me to be put on the spot to have to do something. I don't like double and triple booking myself. So I have some solutions in place with an automated calendar that help me to not do that. But I have found that my anxiety decreases when I'm able to check to see if I can do a thing, or if I'm able to just let people know, hey, I will let you know. And honestly, I won't be able to let you know until such and such date. And if they need an answer before that, oh, well, I can't commit to that. And while that used to be hard for me in the past, that is becoming easier for me to do now because peace of mind is more important to me than anything else, but it's also important to me that I'm keeping my promises, all right? So I find that it's better in the long run to say no rather than to overextend myself with too many commitments. This way, when I do make a promise, others know that they can count on me to follow through with it as well. All right. I don't know about you, but as a person, I don't want to be that individual that people feel like lacks follow through. And sometimes we lack follow through because we overcommit. So in order to fulfill my commitments, I keep my planner up to date and work on my time management and organization skills daily. Flexibility is also important, so I strive to include some wiggle room in my schedule to accommodate unplanned events. Some promises are free from time commitments and only require honesty and strength of character to fulfill. Since truth is one of my most important values, my promises are always made and fulfilled with honesty. All right. So I just wanted to give you that because I feel like aligning our promises with our goals as well is something really important as we close out one year, getting ready to start another. I am confident in my ability to follow through. All right. And so let's get into our point to ponder. Our point to ponder today comes from Proverbs chapter 16, verse 3, from the Passion Translation. All right. From the Passion Translation. And it says, before you do anything, put your trust totally in God and not in yourself. Then every plan you make will succeed. All right. Before you do anything, put your trust totally in God and not in yourself. Then every plan you make will succeed. All right. That is our point to ponder for today. That's our point to ponder. So I just want to go to our recap. Today we're talking about 4 New Year's goals worth setting: health improvements, financial improvements, creative endeavors, intellectual endeavors. Notice that I didn't get very specific, right? Those are 4 suggestions to you of goals that are worth setting, especially being where we are right now. There's a lot of things going on with many people health wise. Through this pandemic, maybe you've struggled financially and you've realized that maybe you weren't prepared for a crisis. And so maybe there's a way you want to respond to that in your giving to your local church, to nonprofits, in your saving. There may be some financial things you want to do creatively. You may want to learn something new, a new craft, a new skill. I remember this was years ago. There was this little scrapbook store in South Haven, Mississippi. And it was so cool because there used to be a lot of scrapbooking and paper stores in the city at that time. And you could just walk in, any type of paper crafting. You could just walk in and get the supplies you need. If you weren't sure of what you needed, things were grouped together. They had little 101 classes that you could attend. My mom and I together attended a scrapbooking 101 class and a scrapbooking 102 class. And it was really cool because we learned some techniques with envelopes and with just doing some things that we had never thought to do on our own when it came to scrapbooking. We had scrapbooked before. We've always been creative. We save pictures and like to put them in albums and be creative, but learning new techniques about, how to kind of cut things out and do some different things with inks and dyes. It was really fun. And it sparked something in us creatively to learn those new techniques. All right. So creative endeavors, whatever it is, whatever suits your fancy. Then intellectual endeavors. We should always be striving to keep our minds sharp, whether it is, learning about a new topic or whether it is doing some types of puzzles like Sudoku or crossword word search, things like that have been shown to help reduce the likelihood, or I should say the impacts of dementia and Alzheimer's disease. So keeping our mind sharp. So I know many of us in this day and time, we like to binge watch and all of that, and whatever entertains you and kind of takes you away from your thing. But don't forget about your intellectual endeavors that you may want. All right. And so that is actually all I have for today, friends. I want to hear from you. Which one of these 4 suggestions of New Year's goals worth setting do you need to focus on this week? Which one? Let me know in the comments. Which one? Make a decision, choose one, type that in the comments. so that I can share that out with everybody. I will definitely say, for me, I'll definitely say for me this week, my focus needs to be on, I'd say, intellectual endeavors. That's where I need to be this week. All right. What about you? I want to hear in the comments. This is a recap of what we talked about today. If you missed it from the beginning, you can go back and watch the replay. But if you're here now and you so choose, go ahead and drop in the comments for me which one of these 4 suggestions of New Year's goals worth setting do you need to focus on this week. I already shared with you mine. Mine is intellectual endeavors. Share with me in the comments yours. And I just realized my necklace is twisted. My son made me a Christmas gift. My mom is one of the coolest nanas I know. She sat down with both of her grandboys when they were with her and helped them to make gifts for me, my sister-in-law, and my brother. And they were so very proud, and they want us to wear it. Mine simply says Mom and has a heart. My mom asked my son, let's see if I can hold it up so you can see it. My mom asked my son if he wanted to add anything else to it, and his response to her was, "It's perfect just the way it is, just like my mom." So I have a really sweet boy. All right, so I was giving you all time to put in the comments what you were going to focus on. I don't see any comments coming in, so I will not continue to hold you guys up. I want to go back to our affirmation. I want to go back there because, and let's see if I can leave. If I can make that a little smaller. I want to go back to our affirmation because I like to use that when I pray. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and pray for us, guys. I am so thankful that you were here with me today. And I just want to close out in prayer. Lord, thank you so much for this day. Thank you for allowing us to make it to this 29th day of December, the last Wednesday in 2021. We appreciate your faithfulness. We appreciate your grace and mercy. And we just thank you for a time to look at this topic for New Year's goals worth setting. So God, we are grateful to you because we will say and affirm that we are confident in our ability to follow through. We will not overcommit. We will make sure that we are checking our schedule and thinking about our capacity that we have available. And we will follow through with excellence because we will not overcommit. Thank you for your word that says before we do anything, put our trust totally in you and not in ourselves, God. And then you will make every plan that we make will succeed. And so we just thank you for that, God, and just pray that you will just continue to be with us. Help us to set goals that align with our purpose and help us to truly know our purpose because we first have a relationship with you, God. We thank you for that. And we just pray that you would just continue to watch over us and keep us in your care. It is in the mighty name of Jesus we pray and say together, amen. Well, all right, friends, that is all I have for you today. I am so grateful that you're here. I promised that at the end of this that I will be making some updates. So if you are a part are registered to receive text messages from me, there will be some changes coming up in the next week or two. I will be using a new number. So there, if you're already registered, there's nothing that you have to do. You will get a message from me letting you know that's the new number with an option to opt out if you choose. One of the things about me, I always want to make sure that I am GDPR compliant and that you have a way to opt in to receive communications from me and a way to opt out. Anything else is actually against the law. So I said that to say I'm very serious about that. There are some people that have entrepreneurs that have put me on their mailing list. I haven't signed up for anything. And this will be the season that I will start reporting those. If you do not have a way for me to opt out and you're constantly sending me messages that I didn't sign up for, I'm going to start reporting those things because you are not GDPR compliant, and that is against the law. And following things and doing things in the proper way is really important. So it's important that you have your ducks in a row. So I am switching the text service that I am using, just to have a little more flexibility, but also still have that option for you to opt in or opt out. So if you are already opt in, there's nothing else you need to do. Whenever you sign up for any notes or anything that I have available, you will be signing up to receive those communications from me. So there's nothing special you need to do. Also, the Academy will be launching very soon. I'm excited about the upcoming webinar schedule for this upcoming year, and just the curriculum. There are some things that you guys have asked for that will be rolling out really soon. So yes, I'm not going to tell you in detail what that is right now, but I'm going to tell you to stay tuned, because in the next few days I'm going to be dropping some things and opening up some registrations and all of that. And so I'm really excited about all of these things I've worked really hard for, to make sure that they are up and running for you. But the Academy will be opening. The Academy will be opening. So for those of you that want personal growth and professional development, the Academy will be opening for you to enroll. And that way, when you enroll, you can then take some courses at your own pace that I have written, sign up for webinars, lunch and learns, coffee chats, all of that. So I'm really excited about that, and just excited about where we've come and that we are finally able to release that. Thank you all so much for tuning in. It is always a pleasure to be with you every single Wednesday morning. Our new time is 9:15 a.m. Remember, I need you, you need me. We're all a part of God's body. Stand with me and agree with me. You know why? It is His will that every need be supplied. You, my friend, are important to me. I need you to survive. Until next week, peace and blessings.